Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
Some scary sights in the Northern Valley today. A funnel cloud spotted near Crookston, Minnesota. In fact, it was photographed by several people who sent the pictures to us. We thank each and every one of you. It made for another unsettling day in the valley as sirens sounded and residents in Crookston were urged to take cover. Thanks for joining us.
Now here in Fargo, we saw more heavy rain, this time on the city's north side, unlike yesterday's downpour along the south side. Let's swing it over to Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson here with the latest on a look ahead on tonight's weather. Hutch?
Well, after several rounds of thunderstorms throughout our region since this past weekend, some flooding concerns, especially in northern Stutsman County, where a cluster of thunderstorms continues to rumble through. They're strong enough to produce some hail up to about 3/4 of an inch in diameter as they move off to the south and east. Richland County storms are entering your area right now. These are pushing toward the southern reaches of the FM area and will continue their movement eastward. We have strong storms working their way out of the Sisseton area as well. So not everyone will see storms tonight, but some of them could be strong. By the way, many of these storms that even look fairly benign on the radar are still causing some reports of funnel clouds, and that could be the case. Good news is with these types of storms that don't reach elevations in the atmosphere that we see a lot of times, 60,000 feet or so, we don't typically see these funnel clouds strong enough to reach the ground. If you see one, stay out of its way. They can still be dangerous, certainly, but our big threat tonight is going to be flooding from the heavy rains. There'll be some small hail, and some of these storms, especially in the south, could have very gusty winds.
Okay.
More in your hour-by-hour forecast here in a minute.
All right. Thank you, Hutch.
You bet.
Another day of torrential rain in the FM area brought flood-covered roads all around, making driving difficult for some. In North Fargo earlier today, 19th Avenue North looked more like a river than a two-lane road. The road stayed flooded for about an hour after the rain fell. Fargo Public Works Supervisor Lee Anderson says all the sewers were working and they continue to work properly.
I know this was new construction last year. We've cleaned the storm sewer, we've cleaned everything. That's not an issue. It's just too much rain in a short period. You can't design a system big enough to take it all. Well, you could. We just can't afford it.
Public Works haven't had to close down any streets, but they don't recommend people driving through any flooded roads.
Two people who live in a basement apartment along North Broadway are still drying off after a broken water line flooded them out. Crews working on a sewer replacement project at 10th Avenue in North Broadway hit the water line, which caused about 6 inches of water to flood 3 basement apartments this morning. The line has since been repaired. Crews continue to work on the project. It is expected to be completed in October.
A greater emphasis on mental health means more training for police to interact safely with people of all kinds. St. Paul, Minnesota's police department recently launched COP Autism Response Education, or the CARE project.
With autism becoming such a hot-button issue, Valley News Team's Bradford Eric finds out what police departments here are doing to educate their officers.
Sandy Smith's teenage son is autistic, something a police officer may not notice right away.
I don't envy law enforcement, trying to make sure that their officers and others are doing the right thing.
We see that a lot with people that do struggle with mental health issues is they don't react, rationally to commands, for instance.
Lieutenant Mike Mitchell helps train the new officers for Fargo PD. For example, an autistic person can appear drugged or drunk. They may not make eye contact with an officer or respond to voice commands. And if an officer tries to touch them, they may instinctively fight back.
On the surface appears to be somebody that's being non-compliant, where in reality they may be having mental health issues and they are not understanding what they're asking of them.
And then there's the crisis intervention team.
Training that helps the officer on the street or any type of call for service really deal with people that are in some type of distress. Mentally.
Lieutenant Allfelt says they wear special white symbols on their uniforms that often grab the attention of those with a mental disorder. He says training for officers to deal with an autistic spectrum is absolutely vital.
This is a hard disorder to get your arms around. And the fact that every child or every adult is different, I think, personally, the more training, the better.
Sandy Smith thinks the local police are doing a good job of understanding how people with autism react in situations. But she says more can always be done. Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
The Fargo Police Department says it doesn't have any plans for a specific project like the Twin Cities Police. They say their training goes above and beyond most other departments.
2 elderly men escaped serious injury after a 2-car crash near Linden, Minnesota this morning. It happened shortly after 9 around Highway 10 and 170th Street North near Buffalo River State Park. Eyewitnesses said a white car heading west tried to make a left turn and T-boned a maroon pickup driving east. The truck flipped into the ditch and landed on its side with 2 people trapped inside. The driver of the white car, 73-year-old Dennis Thoen of Moorhead, along with the people in the truck, Curtis and Concetta Eininger, they both are 77 years old from Florida, all escaped with non-life-threatening injuries.
There's a threat waiting for all of us who enjoy outdoors during this summer. Ticks that spread Lyme disease are causing an estimated 300,000 cases every year in the U.S. However, UND researchers have discovered a protein in Lyme disease cells that makes it lodge in the heart. It's information that others could use to develop a cure.
Science is really a collaborative effort, so whatever we discover, other researchers can use that. You know, there may be companies, pharmaceuticals, biotechs that may be interested in developing drugs based on our research.
Authorities say to protect yourself from Lyme disease while outdoors, you should keep skin covered and wear insect repellent. And you should also carefully check yourself for ticks after being outdoors. If you'd like more information on this, we have it online. Go to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story.
Well, thanks to your generosity, one Fargo woman will soon have a new set of wheels. An elderly woman named Dolly and had her tricycle stolen. She pleaded with the community to get it back because it was her only means of transportation. Cassandra Mallon says that the woman's plea, and she heard it and decided to start a GoFundMe page for her. The page hit its goal of $300 in the first 15 minutes. Mallon did not know Dolly, but got to talk with her today.
I gave her a call and she was very humble and very sweet and didn't want to accept it, but I definitely wasn't going to take no for an answer after all these people banded together and wanted to help her.
Now that page has raised more than $400 now. They plan to buy a new bike and a lock for Dolly.
Bike Trip America. It's a venture involving 5 Boy Scouts who are cycling across the country to support Operation Comfort Warriors. And today they're resting up in Moorhead. Every mile, the 3 16-year-old scouts and one 70-year-old Vietnam vet pedal will be in honor of those who have served our country. The group will ride for 59 days with only 4 days of rest through a total of 13 states, from the Pacific Ocean in Oregon to the end of the Hudson River in New York City.
We averaged 60, and the longest ride of the whole trip was 111 miles a couple days ago. The shortest is 30 miles when we go to Niagara Falls.
Tomorrow, the group will be making it to Pelican Rapids. The bike trip began on June 18th. It's scheduled to be completed on August 15th. Now, the group is hoping to raise $10,000. For more information on the trip and how you can donate, we have a link on our website, valleynewslive.com. Just click on the hot button.
There's something about those as seen on TV products that have people reaching for their wallet, seemingly simple fixes for many problems that we encounter every day. But do they really work? Valley News Team's Nicole Johnson is out testing the magnetic posture corrector to see if it really cures those aches and pains. We bring it to the professionals. Tune in to Valley News Live 10 at 10 tonight to get the results.
A new law in the state of North Dakota allows residents to buy confiscated guns from police and sheriff's departments. The change officially starts next month, but the Cass County Sheriff's Office gave the program a trial run today. All 29 guns were up for sale today that they had. Officials say this test auction should help them figure out if the program is on target. In Minnesota, with the exception of an assault weapon, authorities have the option to keep, destroy, or sell confiscated guns to a licensed firearm dealer.
If you're looking for a little something fun to do over the next couple of days, the Fargo Street Fair kicked off this morning. But that heavy rain did not stop people from coming out. There are 300+ vendors in downtown Fargo for the 3-day event. One vendor, Art and Soul, makes jewelry out of recycled items. And this year they're doing something a little special with some of their proceeds. Art and Soul is donating to PATH this year. The fair runs from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. today and tomorrow, closing at 5 p.m. on Saturday.
North Dakota saw its first case of West Nile virus this week. It happened in the central part of the state. Meanwhile, in Grand Forks, a mosquito was detected carrying West Nile. To protect the citizens there, Grand Forks and East Grand Forks biting back. A mosquito spraying scheduled for tonight. The spraying will start at 9 p.m. It'll go until 1 a.m. People are advised to bring their pets in and stay indoors during the spraying. They are also urged to take extra precautions to avoid being bitten. The health department recommends using insect repellent that contains DEET, limiting outdoor activities between dusk and dawn when a mosquito is most likely to be active and want to bite you, wear long pants and long sleeve shirts when possible, and eliminate standing water around homes. And remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day.
Well, later at 6 o'clock, classic cars take to the streets in West Fargo, and you have a chance to get up close and personal with some of these hot rods.
And it looks like those hot rods will not be seeing any huge hail tonight. That's good news, but some storms continue to rumble throughout the valley. I'll have details on where you can expect them in your hour-by-hour forecast next.